Hello and welcome to another episode of EdgeCraft. I'm your host, Matt, and it is great to see you today. Now, today on our episode, we are going to go exploring, which is why I'm standing in front of this map. See, I've got some plans, big plans, and I mean big plans, for what we're going to do in the future episodes. I've been getting some feedback from some of you guys, and I can't wait to get more of that feedback, so please add a comment to the video, message me, email me, talk to me in person, whatever, it's all good. But some of the feedback I've been getting is that you guys want me to go to an ocean, you guys want me to explore the world around, and I want to do that. So we are going to go on an adventure, and I need to get some things ready to go. So before we go, I thought we would just take a second and get some things together, since we're going to be gone from our base for a little while. First up, I thought we'd collect our iron. Alright, not a lot, but that's okay. We've been collecting that a lot lately. Next, our nether wart. Oh my goodness, look at all that beautiful nether wart. That is just gorgeous. Let's take a look up top. Oh yes. Alright, let's hit the button. Let's hit the button. It's so pretty to watch. Ready? Ready? Let's go watch it. Let's go watch it. Oh. Ready? Boom! It just all flows right there into the middle. Oh yeah. Right down into it. I just love walking inside of here too and taking a look inside this room. It's just gorgeous. Okay. So, now, gotta turn off the water, and we've got to replant that nether wart. Let's see, I picked up a little bit on accident, which isn't the end of the world. And this is gonna come in. So, I'm gonna go into a super fast time mode, just real fast while I replant. Be back with you in a second. Okay, so we got that all replanted, and it is still filling up. Man, this farm produces a lot of netherwork. Look at this. That's 4 stacks and more, and I've already replanted it all, and that was a couple stacks just to replant. That is awesome. All right, so we've got that. Oh my goodness. We've got drowns coming after us. I don't know why these drowns are up here trying to kill me, but... oh. Get up here. Yeah, there we go. That is interesting. Okay, so now the next thing we need to do is we are going to need some supplies for our trip. I don't want to take any iron with me. I do want to take my axe. I do want to take my shovel, my bow, some torches. I don't want to take any flowers. No, thank you. I am gonna want 2 boats. Take 2 boats with us. I'm definitely gonna want a bed and a crafting table. Let me go to sleep real quick. And there we go. Alright, and alright. And is there anything else that I need to take with me on this adventure? You know what? I don't know if I want 2 boats. I think 1 should be fine, because I can always make more if I need to. I've got my axe with me. Alright, so I got a bed, a boat, and a crafting table. Alright, now let me tell you what we're after. We're after one of 2 things. I would love to find a desert, because I need cactus. Because I want to build a cactus farm for a really cool invention. I need lots and lots of cactus for this cool invention that I want to show you. But I also would love to find an ocean so that we could get some sea lanterns. So I'm thinking, I've been down south, like really far, and that's where I got those trees right there. And I did hit an ocean down there, but you know, I've been down that way. I want to go north. I want to head up that way. So we're going to cross over this mountain range, and we are going to see what we can find. And I'm going to leave my horse here. I'm going to take a couple potions of speed, just because, you know, I want to. I want to be able to run fast. Yeah, let's take 5. Let's have some fun with it. And, I mean, that's 40 minutes worth of speed right there. And here we go, off on our adventure. And I am going to go into a super fast mode while we're running around. So, see you in... Okay, so for today's super fast exploration mode, we are going to hear a story from Numbers 22. This is a story about Balak and Balaam. And so, a little bit of history for you here. The Israelites have now left Egypt. They were trapped in Egypt for a while. You know, Moses and the 10 plagues and all that stuff. Pharaoh finally let them go. Moses led them across the desert, and now they're in the Promised Land. The only problem is there's a whole bunch of people in the Promised Land, and God said, "Go and take it from them." And the Israelites, all right. So they're slowly starting to kind of conquer the land, and that's where we're picking up this story. It says, "Then the Israelites traveled to the plains of Moab and camped along the Jordan River across from Jericho." All right, so this is verse 1 of chapter 22 of Numbers. Now, basically, there's this area called Moab, and there's the king of Moab, who's Balak. And Balak sees all of these Israelites and what the Israelites had done to the Amorites and all these other people, and they're all afraid, basically, like, oh my gosh, these Israelites are going to come and conquer us next. So, Balak, and this is in verse 4 and 5, it says, "So Balak, who was king of Moab at the time, sent messengers to summon Balaam, son of Beor, who was at Pethor near the Euphrates River in his native land. Balak said, 'A people has come out of Egypt. They cover the face of the land and have settled next to me. Now come and put a curse on these people, because they are too powerful for me. Perhaps then I will be able to defeat them and drive them out of the land. For I know that whoever you bless is blessed, and whoever you curse is cursed.' The elders of Moab and Midian left, taking with them the fee for the divination. When they came to Balaam, they told him what Balak had said." Okay, so now let me explain what's going on. There's this guy out there named Balaam, and he's not an Israelite, he's just some guy, but he's got this ability to divine things. He knows how to talk to God, and he knows how to talk to demons and all kinds of bad stuff. Anyway, Balak has used this guy before, and so have other people around, to kind of bless them and to curse with their enemies, and they pay him some money and he does what they want him to do. So this guy's kind of like for hire. So Balak's like, all right, let's go get this guy and make him do what we want him to do. All right, so they go to Balaam, and Balaam says, "Spend the night here, and I will report back to you with the answer the Lord gives me." So the Moabite officials stayed with him. But God came to Balaam and asked, "Who are these men with you?" And Balaam said to God, "Balak, the king of Moab, sent me this message. A people that has come out of Egypt covers the face of the land. Now come and put a curse on them for me. Perhaps then I will be able to fight them and drive them away." But God said to Balaam, "Do not go with them. You must not put a curse on those people, because they are blessed." The next morning, Balaam got up and said to Balak's officials, "Go back to your own country, for the Lord has refused to let me go with you." So the Moabite officials returned to Balak and said, "Balaam refused to come with us." Then Balak sent other officials, more numerous and more distinguished than the first. They came to Balaam and said, "This is what Balak says. Do not let anything keep you from coming to me, because I will reward you handsomely and do whatever you say. Come and put a curse on these people for me." But Balaam answered them, "Even if Balak gives me all the silver and gold in his palace, I could do nothing and I cannot do anything great or small to go beyond the command of the Lord my God. Now spend the night here so that I can find out what else the Lord will tell me." That night God came to Balaam and said, "Since these men have come to summon you, go with them, but do only what I tell you." All right, so basically now they've sent Balak's like, "I'm not going to take no for an answer. Go and convince him to come and tell him I'm just going to make him rich." And Balaam's like, "Listen, guys, I can't do it. I know who God is, and I'm not going against him." But he's like, "You know what, listen, I'll pray one more time. I'll talk to God to see what he says." And God's like, "All right, you know what, listen, they really want to fight this fight. Go with them, but you better listen to me carefully." So, starting in verse 21, Balaam got up in the morning, saddled his donkey, and went with the Moabite officials. But God was very angry when he went, and the angel of the Lord stood in the road to oppose him. Balaam was riding on his donkey, and his 2 servants were with him. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord standing in the road with a drawn sword in his hand, it turned off the road into a field. Balaam beat it to get it back on the road. Then the angel of the Lord stood in a narrow path through the vineyards, with walls on both sides. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, it pressed close to the wall, crushing Balaam's foot against it. So he beat the donkey again. Then the angel of the Lord moved on ahead and stood in a narrow place where there was no room to turn, either to the right or to the left. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, it lay down under Balaam, and he was angry, and he beat it with his staff. Then the Lord opened the donkey's mouth, and it said to Balaam, "What have I done to you to make you beat me these 3 times?" Now, I don't know if you caught that, but God allowed the donkey to speak. The donkey just talked to Balaam and said, "Why are you beating me?" And Balaam is going to respond to the donkey. Balaam answered the donkey, "You have made a fool of me. If only I had a sword in my hand, I would kill you right now." The donkey said to Balaam, "Am I not your own donkey, which you have always ridden to this day? Have I been in the habit of doing this to you?" "No," Balaam said. Then the Lord opened Balaam's eyes, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the road with his sword drawn. So he bowed low and fell face down. The angel of the Lord asked him, "Why have you beaten your donkey these 3 times? I have come here to oppose you, because your path is a reckless one before me. The donkey saw me and turned away from me these 3 times. If it had not turned away, I would have certainly killed you by now, but I would have spared it." Balaam said to the angel of the Lord, "I have sinned. I did not realize you were standing in the road to oppose me. Now, if you are displeased, I will go back." The angel of the Lord said to Balaam, "Go with the men, but speak only what I tell you." So Balaam went with Balak's officials. When Balak heard that Balaam was coming, he went out to meet him at the Moabite town on the Arnon border, at the edge of his territory. Balak said to Balaam, "Did I not send you an urgent summons? Why didn't you come to me? Am I really not able to reward you?" "Well, I have come to you now," Balaam replied, "but I can't say whatever I please. I must speak only what God puts in my mouth." Then Balaam went with Balak to Kiriath Huzoth. Balak sacrificed cattle and sheep and gave some to Balaam and the officials who were with him. The next morning, Balak took Balaam up to Bamoth Baal, and from there he could see the outskirts of the Israelite camp. All right. So it's kind of interesting that a donkey's talking to this guy. But listen, at this point now, Balaam has seen an angel with a sword in his hand. He's seen his donkey talk. He's not going to do anything except what God tells him. So I'm going to just tell you the rest of the story. We're not going to read it. Basically, Balak says, "Okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to look at that people over there, and I want you to curse them." And Balaam says, all right, I'll talk to God about it. And God says, "No, I don't want you to curse them. I want you to bless them." So Balaam blesses them. And Balak, of course, gets very, very angry about this. And he's like, "What have you done to me? I brought you to curse my enemies, but you have done nothing but bless them." And Balaam's like, "Listen, I told you I could only do what God tells me I'm allowed to do." And so Balak's like, "Okay, come with me to another place where you can see them clearly." So he takes him even closer. And he's like, okay, now curse them. And so Balaam talks to God again. And God's like, no, keep blessing them. And so Balaam blesses them again. And Balak gets angry again and says, what are you doing? If you're not going to curse them, don't bless them. And Balaam's like, listen, I told you I can only do what God tells me to do. And Balak's like, all right, let's take you a little closer. I mean, maybe if you're really, really, really close, you can see them clearly and you can curse them. And so Balaam's like, all right, I mean, I'll do it. And so they get even closer, and Balaam prays to God, and God's like, no, I want you to bless them again. And so Balaam blesses them one more time, and Balak's just furious. And he's like, I summoned you to curse my enemies, but you have blessed them 3 times. Leave and go home. I would have rewarded you handsomely, but God has kept you from being rewarded. And Balaam's like, listen, I told you, and I told your messengers, even if you give me all the silver and gold in your palace, I can't do anything but what God tells me to do. And then, and get this is crazy, then he puts a curse on them, and he puts a curse on all of these other people that are living in the area, basically saying these Israelite people are going to wipe you out. And so that's the end of the story for today, but it's pretty interesting story. I don't know if you ever noticed or knew that there was a talking donkey in the Bible, but there's one in there. But the Israelites do end up going on and conquering the Moabites and some of these other people. But that's the story for today. Let's get back to some Minecraft. Okay, well, that was exciting. I mean, I got all the way out there and found everything I wanted. I got TNT, which is kind of cool because I found a desert temple. I mean, how great is that? I only got 2 sea lanterns. I really didn't find a lot of little ocean things. I got a rabbit hide. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but I found one. 2 stacks of cacti. That's awesome. I'm going to build a cactus farm. That's going to be great, and you're going to love what I'm going to do with that cactus farm. I got red sand. I didn't even know red sand existed. I want to know what to do with red sand. I guess you make red sandstone, but that's interesting. Actually, let me check that out in the crafting table here right now. I guess that's it, red sandstone. So I've got this red terracotta, yellow terracotta, brown, regular, orange, blue. That's pretty cool, and you can make glazed terracotta. I got a couple diamonds and emeralds, 3 treasure maps. We might have to go treasure hunting. That could be fun. But yeah, that was pretty awesome. Nice little exploring adventure there. I don't really think that there's much else I want to do in this episode. I mean, I hate to cut it short, but that was the point of today's episode, was to go exploring, and we found stuff. And so, hey, a win for us. Now, maybe I can figure out what to do with all this terracotta. Maybe build something cool with that. Make a cool little trap out of TNT. I don't know. And I've got 1 speed potion left, and I've still got speed on right now, so I can throw that back in there. And, yeah, I don't know, pretty good. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun running around all over the place, but I will see you guys later. Bye.